Yes, it is that time. It's that time for Lunch with Dad. Welcome. Howdy, everybody. We're trying something new this week. So here we go. We're trying a new program. We tried it out Tuesday night on our thing. We're trying a new program. So if things go a little crazy, you know why. Well, things are always a little crazy around Dad, aren't they? Here we go. Lunch with Dad. Hi. My name is Carl Tritt, and I love Walt Disney World. I love going to Walt Disney World. I love talking about Walt Disney World. I love planning trips to Disney World. It's just my favorite thing in the whole wide world. Today we're going to talk about Walt Disney World. I believe that going to Walt Disney World is simple. It's fun. And it's magic. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about simple, fun magic and Walt Disney World. By the way, I just noticed. Oops, wrong side. I can't ever get this right. Got my new shirt on from Celebration Shirts, my dad's guide shirt. Thanks to our partners, our sponsors from Celebration Shirts, celebrationshirts.com. Give them a little, go over and check them out. Stephanie, my assistant, my right-hand person, person that keeps me on track all the time. She'll put the link down in the comments below to both their website. They sell great shirts. If you're going to Disney World and you want shirts for your family, they've got some already made up that you can put names right in, or you can even make up your own. They do custom shirts. They do shirts for anything. If you've got an outing, a family event, corporate event, they take care of it all. So celebrationshirts.com. See them online or on their Facebook page. Really, really cool. All right. So what are we going to do today? First thing, if you could, please, if you like Dad, click on the little like button. Click on share. It really helps us out when you like and you share and you comment. It really helps us to get the word out about Lunch with Dad. It's the best hour of the week. Yeah, Lunch with Dad. Fun time. Fun time. So let's talk about the plan. What are we going to do today? Oh, Happy Father's Day. I see Santa put Happy Father's Day. Yeah, thanks. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But what are we going to do today? The plan. Here is the plan for today. We're going to start out, I got my notes right here. We're going to start out with a rant. I've got a little rant today. I've been kind of saving this one up, so I've got a rant today. We're going to do the news of the week. There's not a lot. It's a pretty slow week. It's summertime. It's slow. We've got a tip of the week. We did the tip of the week a little different this week. We've actually got video on the tip of the week. We're going to try to play the video for the tip of the week. We've got some questions. We've only got 3 questions. So if you've got any questions at all about Walt Disney World, put them down in the comments and I'll answer them right here live today. Just right here, right now, almost in about 20, 30 minutes. All right. So if you got any questions, put them in the comments and we'll get to them in just a little bit. Then I'll have a couple final thoughts and we'll get on with it. So page 1, done. Here we go. Page 2, a rant. Dad, this week, pictures started coming out. A couple weeks ago, we talked about the Pop Century and the refurbishment at the Pop Century. And this week, pictures started coming out from the look of the new rooms at the Pop Century. And got to tell you, I'm a little concerned. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the Pop Century. It's my favorite hotel, but I may have to make a trip down there to check out these new rooms. Some of the things I saw in the new rooms, I'm not really a big fan of. There are things like the carpet with Mickey ears on it's all gone, and now it's just plain old wood floors. And the bathroom, the bathrooms at Pop Century weren't anything special. They're kind of 80s-ish. But that's kind of the whole point of the Pop Century. Well, they've updated the bathrooms to something that might be straight out of the contemporary, very, very sterile, very, nothing. It's kind of ugly. Well, it's not ugly. It's very modern, very 25th 2015-ish, 2017-ish, whatever this year is, 2015. Oh boy, do I live in the past or what? Very 2017-ish. So it just didn't have that Pop Century look. It just, those are just pictures. Haven't seen the actual things. There are some things about the bathroom that really concern me. Especially the hanging area, the hanger area. You used to have that big 6 foot wide area to hang stuff. And now it looks like you got about 18 inches to hang stuff. And that really bothers me when you're talking about wet swimsuits, hanging up shirts. I wear these kind of shirts every day, and we hang them up so that the wrinkles all come out. It just kind of bothers me that that's not available. And so I'm going to have to, Mrs. Mom, pack the bags. Well, can't go right now, but we may have to take a trip down and stay in a Pop Century. I may have to go down and check out the rooms because just first glance at the pictures, I don't know. It might fall off of the Dad's 5 Best. That would be something. Man, I have always loved the Pop Century. So we'll just have to see. I mean, it's a long time till it'll be through the refurbishment, but first glance, I'm not a fan. Disney, did you hear that? I'm not a fan. Maybe you should run these things by me before you start making big changes, I kind of know what's going on. But maybe Disney, call me. Hey, call me Disney. Here we go. All right. So, enough of page 2. The rant. All right, here we go. Let's talk about the news of the week. Not much, like I said. I've got 4 items here. We'll go through them real quick. New thing happened, popped up this week in Epcot. Disney announced the Frozen Ever After dessert party. This thing is pretty cool. A little pricey, but pretty cool. Everything's a little pricey now at Disney World anyway. So a little pricey, but cool. Frozen Ever After dessert party is they have these nighttime dessert parties. Tomorrowland Terrace dessert party. They've got one in Hollywood Studios for the Star Wars, but this is one for Epcot. And this one has a little bonus that's pretty cool. The Frozen Ever After dessert party will give you priority seating right on the lagoon, kind of right there in the middle as you're coming into from Future World to the World Showcase. Somewhere in that area, there's some reserved seating. It will also have desserts and drinks, probably non-alcoholic drinks, desserts and drinks, and there's some pretty cool sounding desserts. And they all have a Frozen connection, so the names of them have some connection to Frozen. I didn't print them out, but it was interesting. So. Also, if you get the dessert party after Illuminations is over, you get to go over and ride Frozen Ever After. Now, the ride and the park is closed, so there's not going to be a lot of people. You go into the Fast Pass line. It's priority access into the ride. Pretty cool. No waiting in line without using a Fast Pass. It's a pretty neat thing. Kind of like that idea. The price, $79 for adults, $47 for kids. Like I said, a little pricey, but you might want to check it out. Frozen Ever After dessert party at Epcot. Okay, number 2 thing this week. Remember the little boy that tragically was taken by the alligator and died. Disney has this week announced that they're going to put a sculpture up, a lighthouse sculpture, because apparently he loved lighthouses. He has a foundation, his family has a foundation that uses the lighthouse as their icon. So Disney is going to put a lighthouse sculpture in his honor. Don't know exactly where it's going to be, but they announced this week they're going to add this lighthouse sculpture in his honor. That's really good. Good going, Disney. All right. Number 3, Disney now has full ownership of Disneyland Paris. They bought up all the stock, well, almost all the stock to Disneyland Paris, and they were able to get the last bit of it. So they now own Disneyland Paris. That's a good thing. We'll see how Disney changes things at Disneyland Paris and see if they can attract, It's always been kind of a problem over there. So now that Disney owns it, we'll see if they can bump things up. All right, the last thing on the list is Coronado Springs. There's a lot of construction. Coronado Springs, Caribbean Beach Resort, both undergoing major construction. And the addition of a Disney Vacation Club. Coronado Springs is building a 15-story building that's going to be Disney Vacation Club. They announced this week that all that construction is going to be done in the summer of 2019 for the Coronado Springs. Now, the Caribbean Beach Resort, we don't know yet when it's going to be over, but somewhere down the road, probably about that same time, I would guess, since they started about the same time, about the same amount of construction there. 2019 is when I expect those to be open. All right. Got to stop and talk about the book. Dad's writing a book. Yeah, you say, Dad, you're holding it up. What do you mean you're writing a book? Well, this one's kind of empty. It's kind of blank. Coming this summer, probably August. Hopefully August 1st. Sometime in August. Dad's Simple Fun Magic Guide to Walt Disney World Planning. It's a really neat book. Oh, I'm supposed to put a picture up here. Yes, let me put the picture up here. Yep, there it is. Dad's Simple Fun Magic Guide to Walt Disney World Planning. I thought it'd be cool today to just take a minute. Well, actually, let me show you what it looks like right now. Here it is. The outline, all the pages. It's just a pile of paper right now on Dad's desk. But let me, I picked this randomly, and this is what it came to. So I thought I'd just randomly pick and read just a little bit right out of the book. I did this Tuesday night when we did the little chat, but I think it's kind of cool. So let me just, this is kind of a preview. Let me just read just a little bit out of the book. This is in the chapter called If You Don't Have a Plan. Back when I was growing up, there was a commercial on TV for the Western Company that said, if you don't have an oil well, get one. I think that's a perfect saying for Walt Disney World. If you don't have a Walt Disney World plan, get one. A while ago, I was reading a post in a Facebook group when a lady posted a story about her recent Walt Disney World experience. Her family went on a one-day trip to Walt Disney World. They were going to the Magic Kingdom. They arrived at 11 a.m. She was upset because they were only able to do 5 rides, and they left at about dinner time. She complained she didn't even find out about Fast Pass until late in the afternoon. They had spent over $300, and she didn't feel the magic. If you've seen anything about the book, I've got a little Pigment. He's my little alter ego. Pigment pops in and says, Dad, that's so sad. Yes, Pigment, this poor family came unprepared. They didn't have a plan, and they didn't have any fun. And Pigment says again, is there any way that I can be sure this doesn't happen to me? Yes, there is. This is what Dad's Simple Fun Magic Guide to Walt Disney World Planning is all about, and it is. Working to develop the perfect plan for you. Not Pigment, but you. Let's get this, okay. That's it. So the book is all about work, and really I did just pick that random. It kind of sounds like I planned this, but it's really what I picked it. There, let's go over this page, and that's what came up. Really, that's what the book is about. Creating a plan for you, your plan. Not my plan, not some Disney guru's plan, but your plan. We go step by step from, I'm going to Disney World, all the way to I'm going home. Now what am I going to do? My magic band's not going to work on the front door. It's everything in between, step by step. The main thing is what you want to do. That's what we talk about over and over, what you want to do. Right now, we are doing, we're looking for people to join our launch team. The launch team is a group of people that are going to help us finish the book. They're going to help us edit the book. They're going to get some neat stuff. You get a signed book. It's the only place you're going to be able to get a signed book from me right away. It's the only place you're going to be able to get lifetime ebook updates. Everybody else is going to have to buy the ebook every year when it comes out, but you're going to get lifetime updates to the ebook. And you're also going to be in what we call Launch Central. And Launch Central is a place where we're going to get together. We're going to talk about what's going on. I'll be in there every day talking about what I'm doing today and what we're doing to finish the book. And I want your help. I really want your help. I need some people to read the book. I need some people to help promote the book. I just need encouragement. I just love for you to join. It's real simple. You can join by just going over to simplefunmagic.com. Where did that go? Okay, simplefunmagic.com. You'll see a video there, me talking about all this stuff. You'll see how to join. Click on one of the different levels, 3 levels. Value, moderate, and deluxe, 3 levels. And you just click on one of those and you can join up today. Everything is explained right there on the webpage. So, simplefunmagic.com. Come on over, join the launch team. Really could use your help. All right. So, that's all of that. Time for Dad's Tip of the Week. Now, there's nothing on the page except where it says Show Video. If you got the newsletter this morning, you saw what Dad's Tip of the Week is all about. So, let's just jump right in and show it. Hi, Dad here with today's Tip of the Week. Today I want to talk to you about the Disney Vacation Account. Now, the Disney Vacation Account is pretty cool. The other day, Mrs. Mom comes bopping into the office, and she says, I got a pearl for me. I got a pearl. Mrs. Mom's always got these pearls from Mrs. Mom. They're usually pretty good. But this one was really good. It's the Disney Vacation Account. Now, she was talking about the princess and how the princess had saved some money. They were going to buy a house a little while ago. The deal didn't go through, and they had all this money in savings. Well, cars broke down, things happened. All of a sudden, not all of it, but a lot of the money was gone. They didn't have as much money saved up. That's the good thing about the Disney Vacation Account. The Disney Vacation Account is a savings account through Disney that you can use to pay for your Disney vacations. You set up an account with Disney Online, you make payments, you can pay monthly, you can pay weekly, you can have it taken out of your check, or you can pay random payments. We make random payments. We get a little money, we put it in our Disney Vacation Account. Then when it comes time to go to Walt Disney World, or any Disney vacation, a Disney cruise, Adventures by Disney, any Disney vacation, Disneyland, you take the money out of your Disney Vacation account and pay for it. It's a whole lot easier to pay $25 a week, $100 a month, something like that, than to have to come up with $2,000 or $3,000 in a chunk to pay for your vacation. You pay for it as you go, before you go. Let's say you wanted to start paying for the big 2021, the 50-year anniversary that's coming up. You could start saving today. You can save for up to 5 years for your trip. So you could save for a trip in 2021 and be ready to pay it off in 2021. The good thing about it is you can start today. So you've got the money whenever it's time to go. And Disney pays you to use the account. They pay you 2%. I don't know about you, but I can't get 2% on my money. You put it in a savings account, $3,000, $5,000, you're lucky to get anything out of it. 20 cents on $1,000 is a good amount of money. But with Disney, you get a Disney gift card worth 2% of whatever you paid for the trip. It's really a pearl from Mrs. Mom. So check out the Disney Vacation Account. That's Dad's Tip of the Week. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye. So, what did you think? Did you like the video? Okay. Tell me if you liked the video. Put it down in the comments. It's something we're testing. So, I'd love your feedback. Did you like it? Would you say, hey, Dad, no, that video. Or, hey, Dad, cool. Just let us know. And next week, I've learned a lesson. You can hear me rattling around, so I won't be rattling around. All right, here we go. We're up to the Ask Dad part. Remember now, you can put questions. We've already got several. You can put questions down in the comments, and we'll get to them here in a few minutes. Just let me know what you want to know about a Walt Disney World vacation. I got a few questions this week over on our Ask Dad page. In fact, I even got one on YouTube, our YouTube channel. So I'm gonna answer those first, and then I'll answer your questions. All right, here we go. First question. We will be traveling to the Grand Floridian for a conference. Our room booking was called an outside building garden view. Any idea which building conference guests are typically housed in? Would you recommend sending a room request to any specific building? We will be traveling with a party of 4, 2 adults, and our 2 girls, age 6 and age 3. And that came from Angel in Charleston, South Carolina. Angel, that's a really good question. I've been to a couple of conferences at Walt Disney World. Both times we were at, both times we were at the Yacht Club. That's because that's where we were. I'm sorry, there was a pop-up came up that's kind of distracting me. But anyway, that's where we were for our trip, was at the Yacht Club. But, okay, go away. But you're going to be at the Grand Floridian. I don't know much about the Grand Floridian, never stayed there. So I asked my partners at Destinations to Travel, who have experts on everything, on all the hotels. They've stayed in all the hotels. They know almost as much as I do. And certain things they know a little more than I do. But they're kind of experts on the hotels. So I asked them to answer the question for me. And Stephanie Walsh, who's one of their agents, sent me this great answer. And I'm just going to read it right here. How exciting to attend a conference held at Walt Disney World. It really is. It's a lot of fun. Outer building garden view rooms are the most economical housing options at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. Therefore, convention attendees are typically booked there. Rooms in the Sago Key building are the closest to the convention center. However, they are the farthest away from the pools. These rooms are also near the marina and not far from the main building. Comp Key offers room closest to the water transportation to the Magic Kingdom that is located the farthest from the main building, restaurants and pools. Excuse me. It's also quite a distance away from the convention center. That was kind of rude. Sorry. The Big Pine Key and Boca Chica buildings often offer accommodations that are very close to the pools and the main building, but are furthest away from the convention center. So it comes down to a decision. Do you want to be closest to the convention center for getting yourself to the conference activities, or close to the pools or water transportation or to the Magic Kingdom? I'm sorry, reading too fast. For other members of your party to maximize their time while you attend the conference. Keep in mind you're also being close to the main pool can increase the potential noise. In my opinion, Sago Key is your choice if you are wanting quick transportation to and from your conference activities. But a room in Big Pine Key would also give your family easy pool access, a quick trip to the main building, and a fairly short trip to the water transportation to the Magic Kingdom, even if it costs you a few steps to the conference. Okay, so you've got lots of options. It really doesn't matter a lot. I know when I stayed at the beach at the Yacht Club, they put me in a room that was kind of in the front. It was right by the front entrance, so it was upstairs. So it was pretty close to the elevators. Wasn't a long walk to the front entrance, but it was kind of a hike, a little bit of a hike to the convention center. It's just one of those things. It really doesn't matter a lot. What do you want? Look for the buildings that, if you want to be close to the pools, you've got. It's not just you. For me, it was just me both times I went to these conferences. For you, you've got 6 and 3 and a spouse. You probably will want to be closer to transportation options to the main building than to the conference. You can walk a little extra, unless you have mobility problems. You can walk a little bit extra over to the conference center. Bottom line is, You're at Disney World. What does it matter? You're at the Grand Floridian. What does it matter? I would stay closer if I could to the main building. That's just the best option you're going to have. So go to the main building. All right, where are the rest of my notes? All right, here we go. Next question. I only got 2 more, and then I'll get to your question. I still got all of those. Hi. Here's the next question. Hi, we are debating between a trip August 20th through 24th or December 16th through 21st. August rain and heat are our biggest worry, but the crowds levels look low. December weather may be better, and with Christmas decorations there, but far more crowded. What do you think about our choices? All right. Yes, those are great choices. There is a big difference between August and December, but I think you've laid out the options. August, man, it is hot in August. We went in August a long time ago. Kids were young. I was young. Mrs. Mom was young. We were in much better shape. And it was hot. Oh my goodness, it was hot. But that's just August. So, but the crowds in late August, the crowds kind of go away. If you check out, oops, wrong one. Turn that one off, turn this one on. All right, there we go. If you check out the August Disney World crowd calendar, you can see that first part of the month, crowds are big. Then everybody goes back to school or starts getting ready for school, and the crowds kind of dwindle towards the end of the month. The end of the month, crowds, there just aren't any. They just all go away. Number one, it's 135 degrees, 1,000 degrees. It's hot. It really is hot. Yes, it rains every day, which is a good thing. It's good that it rains every day because it cools things off. The rain typically doesn't last all day. It only lasts a few minutes, maybe 30, 45 minutes, cools things off. Some people even leave the park when it starts to rain, so it's not a terrible thing that you have rain there. So the rain in August is a good thing. And if you get days of rain, that's even better because there are no crowds and it's cooler when it rains. So August, crowds, none. Heat, awful. Now you talk about December. My face just lights up in this. And you talk about Christmas at Walt Disney World. There's just nothing better than Christmas at Walt Disney World. But if you look at the December crowds page, you'll notice that it's busier, just to say the least, especially that week, that December 16th through 21st. That's the week that it kind of transitions from the slower times in December to the heavier times in December, to the Christmas, it's kind of when it starts to build up towards Christmas Day. I will say that week is not quite as bad as it looks in the calendar. The first couple of days, the first 3 or 4 days, with Christmas being, in 2017, I think it's like Sunday or a Monday. That week, early in the week before Christmas, the crowds aren't terrible. They start building, 3, 4 days, especially the weekend right before Christmas, when Christmas is either on the weekend or early in the week. The weekend, 2 or 3 days before Christmas, crowds just start going, boop, 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 getting huge every day. So, but it's Christmas. You've got the decorations, you've got the shows, you've got the candlelight processional, you've got the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. It's just the best time to visit Walt Disney World. It's not as hot. It just isn't. It might be cold. We've actually been there when it was cold. We've also, I was there last year and it was like 90 degrees a couple of days while I was there. It was kind of hot. But that was the week before. So it can be both. It can be hot and it can be cold. But it also can be just perfect. That's one of the best things about it. The hot and the cold, they usually don't last long. The hot lasts longer than the cold. The cold usually lasts a couple days. But typically, the weather is pretty good. Lows in the 50s, highs in the mid 70s, just about right. And it's Christmas. You got all the Christmas stuff, the shows. I'm repeating myself because I love Christmas at Disney World. So the bottom line, Dad's bottom line is it kind of boils down to, do you want the heat and low crowds, or do you want Christmas and a little bigger crowds? It's kind of your choice. You just kind of got to pick between the two, heat or Christmas. Low crowds, moderate to heavy crowds. Now, there are ways to get around the crowds. You know, my rules to dealing with crowds: get to the parks early, have a plan, use Fast Pass Plus wisely, and ride the busy rides first. Those are the ways you deal with the crowds at Walt Disney World. You do that, and you can really get a lot done, even when there are big crowds. So that's it's a choice. You have to make the choice. I can't make it for you. I'm not the one going. So you got to make the choice between crowds and no crowds. All right, there you go. Hope that helps. All right, we're going to turn this off. Okay, so one last question. This one came in on a YouTube channel. I was looking at the comments of YouTube channel this morning. We got a cool YouTube channel. All of these questions that are asked are over on our YouTube channel, and you can see them. They're kind of broken up into the questions. And you can go over to a YouTube channel, YouTube, Dad's Guide to WDW or something like that. Stephanie can put a link down in the comments to the YouTube channel. And you can see all of these questions. All right, here we go. Taking my 87-year-old mom. How cool is that? We both love your info on Disney. Thank you. We are going in November 2017. Could you do a video on elderly and using a walker? Well, yeah, here we go. Here it is right here. Elderly and using a walker. It's really tough at Walt Disney World if you're on a walker all day. Walt Disney World is a huge place. Miles and miles of walking. The average guest walks between 7 and 10 miles a day. That's a ton of walking. So while I know she needs a walker, even the hotels. I stayed at the Animal Kingdom Lodge one time, and just getting to the room was probably 3/4 of a mile walk. At least it seemed like it. It was a long, long walk back to the room. So using a walker, have a little experience with that lately. I had some problems, and I had to use a walker for a little while. Using a walker for that much walking is probably a little more than an 87-year-old or a 58-year-old could handle. I wouldn't even start to go to Walt Disney World if I was on a walker. And I'm in decent shape, not great, but decent. I just think that's a little much. Now I know if you're just using the walker for stability, that's kind of what it's for. It's just kind of for stability. But if you're actually having to use the walker to support yourself, then no, it would not be an option. But if you're just using it for stability, yeah, okay, I might say that might work. But again, you got a lot of walking just to get from the door, from the transportation, whatever transportation you use into the park is a hike at all the parks. It's not close. So there's always a lot of walking. Now, I would suggest you still ought to go. Your mom, she needs to go, even though she's 87. Go and rent an ECV, one of those little scooter things. Let her go around on the scooters. If she's on a walker, she probably uses a cane too, and she can use her cane. She can have her cane to help her walk around from short walks, very short walks. You can rent ECVs for the whole trip. There are several companies that rent ECVs and have them delivered to your Disney hotel. So they'll be at your Disney hotel. When you get there, you keep them at your Disney hotel. You can ride them. The buses, the monorail, all the transportation options are able to accommodate one of those ECBs. So it's really a good option for somebody that has mobility problems. In fact, Mrs. Mom and I are talking about it for our fall trip because both of us right now are having some mobility problems. And we've done it once before, one day, or a couple days. Actually, we did it at Disneyland and Disney World. So, but we're really talking about doing that for our fall trip. We kind of got to see how I recover from my surgery here last month. But we're talking about doing it for our fall trip. So the ECBs are an option. There is a page, Disney has a page about the ECBs. They have them where they can rent them in the park. But they also on there have where you can get an ECB and have it delivered to your hotel. So Stephanie put a link down in the comments to that page, and you can go check it out. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps. I hope that answers your question. All right. So that's all of my Ask Dad questions for the day. So let's see what you've come up with. Again, you can put questions down in the comments, and we'll answer them as many as we can till about noon, and we'll just see how we're doing. Okay. Here we go. Michael said, any cure for the post-Walt Disney World trip blues? I just got home and everyone is a bit sad. Michael, let's see if I can find, well, no. I actually just was editing that page in the book this morning. Number one way to get over what I call ADVBS. ADVBS. After Disney Vacation Blues Syndrome. ADVBS. The number one way is you start planning your next trip to Walt Disney World. Obviously, that's the best way to start getting over the Disney blues. Another thing you could do would be to join the launch team. Yeah, it's a plug, a shameless plug. Join the launch team where we'll be talking about all this kind of stuff. SimplifiedMagic.com. Join the launch team. We're going to be talking about going to Disney World. Get in some of our Disney groups. The Disney News and Nostalgia group is our group. There's all kinds of Disney groups on Facebook. There's all kinds of YouTube videos. But the big thing is start planning your next trip. Yeah, it's really not a great substitute, but hey, at least you're thinking about it. At least you're starting to work on it. And believe me, I know ADVBS is bad. I got a little of that myself right now, and I'm planning a trip. So I need to be at Walt Disney World. I plan to be there this summer, but now I can't go. So it's part of life. You just got to deal with it. But YouTube and there's all kinds of. Dad, I bet you haven't read every page on Dad's Guide to WDW. I'd almost guarantee you haven't read every page on Dad's Guide to WDW. My guess is I haven't read it. Yeah, I have. Because I wrote almost all of them. Well, there's some that I didn't write. Check out WDW Magazine. I guarantee you, WDW Magazine is another great option. Every month we put out a whole issue, 150, 160 pages worth of information about Walt Disney World, including incredible pictures, videos. It's really a pretty good cure. wdw-magazine.com. Check it out. All right. Next question. Here we go. Good afternoon. This is from Autumn. Good afternoon. We are doing Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party at all four parks. What is your favorite place to get a photo of Santa, Mickey, or Santa Goofy? Stephanie, my assistant, sent me a little note here because that's probably not something Dad would do because my kids are grown and it really wasn't available when my kids were younger. So here we go. Stephanie says Santa Goofy is definitely a mini seasonal dine. and is sometimes found at meet and greet at Disney Hollywood Studios. Not sure that you'll find a Santa Mickey to get a picture with. He might be at there in the Magic Kingdom where they have the talking Mickey, but not typically. Now, if anybody else knows where you can get a picture with Santa Mickey or Santa Goofy, put it in the comments for us. We can use some help. This is one we're not sure about. But some of those characters in their Christmas garb are only seen at like the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party parade. But they don't actually come out live during the day. All right. Sorry, Autumn. Sorry I couldn't be more of a help. Maybe somebody will pop in for us here. All right. Next question. Chrissy asks, Dad, have you gone to a not-so-scary Halloween party? Yes, I have. We did last year and I'm going again in October. It is so pricey, but we love Halloween. Think it's worth it to go again so soon. Also staying at Riverside for the first time in the Royal Rooms. Have you stayed there? Thanks. Chrissy, yes and no. Yes, I've been to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Loved it. I loved it. I've got the music playing in my head now from Halloween, Halloween, from the fireworks show. This is Halloween. I just love that. That is probably the best holiday entertainment music out there. The fireworks show at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Great grinning ghosts come out to socialize. That doesn't seem good. But I love the Halloween party. Now, going a year later, is it too early? That's something for me, I could go every year. Would you get the benefit of going again this year? I don't know. It's one of those, it is expensive. In fact, I was supposed to do a blog post this week about is the Halloween parties worth it or not? So are they worth it? Are both the parties worth it? Are they worth it? It's an individual decision. If you're going to cut something else to go to the party, then probably it's not the best thing. But if you've got some extra money and it doesn't stretch your budget, you should have a budget. If it doesn't stretch your budget, then it's okay. Go to the Halloween party. Again, you went last year, so going again this year probably it's going to be one of those hard calls. Probably wouldn't go again this year, but it's totally up to you. It's your trip. You're the one going to Walt Disney World. It's not my trip. I'm not going. I'm not paying for it. You're paying for it. You've got to decide whether it fits in your budget or not. If it does, great. Go to the party. Enjoy. It's a great show. The Voodoo Parade. I can see, because I've been looking at lots of pictures this week. I can just see, like the grave diggers yeah, I just love the Halloween party. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. But like you said, and this year it's even more expensive. So it's a hard trade-off. You have to figure out if it fits in your budget or not. All right. Next, Melissa asks, we are going to Disney in December and have free dining. We couldn't get a preferred room, which we need for my disabled husband. Does Disney ever let you upgrade at check-in? Melissa, typically not. Because typically, if you couldn't get a preferred room, they're probably all sold out. Those really are, depending on the resort, those rooms typically sell out the quickest. If they have one available, they might let you upgrade. My guess is that probably not. But it is possible, but it's not likely. Very unlikely. And very seldomly do people get upgraded at Walt Disney World. even paying for them. It kind of depends on when you're going. You didn't say when you're going. It depends on the crowd levels when you're going. If you're going during a busy time, forget it. It's not going to happen. I know we were actually at the Pop Century. It was middle of December. It's our typical middle of December trip. It was busy, but the Pop Century was totally booked. They didn't have a single room available. All 2,884 rooms were booked up. So it depends on the room. It depends on the hotel. It depends on when you're going. And it doesn't hurt to ask. I will say that. It doesn't hurt to ask. But the chances are not zero, but they're pretty small. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. We've got like 3 more questions. So if you got a question, last call for questions. We only got like 10 more minutes. So last call for question. Bridget asks, you once said that 6 years in the military service would entitle you to the military discount. I keep getting told no. How can I make this magic happen? Bridget, I made a mistake. I went back and corrected that post. I made a mistake. I read something incorrectly. I went on a page and it had some stats listed, and I picked out the wrong thing. It's just, it's only for active duty, retired, and active duty and retired. I don't know. You know already. You've probably been told. There's just, other than going back into the military, there's probably no way to make that happen. Sorry, it's just it's Disney's policy. Nothing we can do about it. Can't help you. Sorry. However, I will say that you can get discounts, not great discounts, not big discounts, but you can get discounted tickets from our partners at the Official Ticket Center. They do sell discounted tickets to Walt Disney World. And it's not the shady deals you see around Walt Disney World. They are officially licensed partners, and they deal directly with Disney. They actually have a computer that's tied to Disney where they can make changes. They're the only ones that have a computer tied to Disney. Only one of the official ticket sellers that have a computer that's tied to Disney. Their office is about a mile from Walt Disney World. They'll deliver your tickets either before you go or actually to your hotel. These days they're mostly online, but they make deliveries. They're right there. They take great care of you. Patrick's a buddy of mine. Patrick, who runs the Official Ticket Center, he's a buddy of mine. He'll take great care of you. And if he doesn't, let me know. I'll get in touch with him. I'll beat him up. He doesn't scare me. He's kind of scary though. No. But they have all kinds of Orlando tickets. If you need any tickets to Orlando, any of the attractions, any of the shows, anything going on in Orlando, the Official Ticket Center is the place to go. I'm sure the link's already down in the comments below. But check out the Official Ticket Center. They'll save you a little money. It won't be near as much as you would save with that military ticket, but they will save you a little money. All right. Next question. Rachel asks, "Hi, Dad." Hi, Rachel. I look forward to this every week. Thank you very much. I do too. Any further rumors on when the late fall room-only discounts will be released? Thank you. Rachel, no rumors. There won't be any rumors. This free dining is pretty much the only thing where leaks and timing kind of leaks out. So there might be a couple of days before it actually happens. Like this week, the rumors are Disney. The Disney reps are telling the travel agents and not embargoing it, not telling them they can't tell anybody. The Disney reps are telling the travel agents that the 2018 packages will come out on Tuesday next week, the 20th. So 2018 bookings will be ready on Tuesday. And in fact, if you want to book your 2018 trip, go to destinationstotravel.com, go to our Destinations to Travel page and sign up for your 2018 trip. Bookings are going to be ready next week, and it's a great time to get started and start talking to our partners at Destinations to Travel. I think Paul just popped in. I know a lot of people have talked to them recently and are doing a great job. Kathleen just posted. She's one of the travel agents at Destinations Travel. But go over there and fill out the form on that page so you can book your 2018 trip. What was I talking about before I went off on this side trip? But rumors like that one came directly from Disney, and it was approved to be leaked. But it only came out like on Wednesday this week, so there's not going to be a spate of rumors that come out that say the fall discounts are going to come out on this date. We'll only have a week, 2 or 3 days at the most. Heads up. Typically, they don't on discounts. We don't get the rumors in advance. Except for free dining. Again, my supposition, my guess is that will happen in August, mid-August, because that's when it usually happens. That's when it happened last year. That's when it's happened years past. So past practice tells us, and Disney, when it comes to discounts, Disney's pretty punctual doing it by past practice. August would be my guess. All right. 2 more. Here we go. Pamela asks any news on Candlelight Processional, if they will be extending Rivers of Light into December. Pamela, no. Again, it's the same thing. Typically, those that Candlelight Processional narrators aren't announced until later in the year, late August, September. They just aren't announced this early. You won't know until that time period. And they won't all be announced when the first announcement comes out. Usually there's 4 or 5 time periods that are left blank as they try to get people to commit to those later times. So now we won't know the Candlelight Processional narrators for a month, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 2 months, somewhere late August, early September. It might be before that, but that's when it typically happens. Now, as to Rivers of Light, I have no idea what's going on with Rivers of Light. I'm trying to book a Rivers of Light dining package on late October 30th or something, and I can't book it. And it's getting me a little antsy. I check every day, every other day. I don't know why they have not scheduled Rivers of Light for October, November, December yet. I just don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Unless, let's see, there was something else. I checked something else this week that also wasn't scheduled. That should be. Anyway, it was something else like that whose schedule hadn't come out yet. So my thinking is that, yeah, they're going to do Rivers of Light in October, November, December. It might be down for a couple weeks. I can't imagine them not having it up by December. I just can't imagine that. That's prime time. They're really pushing nighttime activities in Animal Kingdom, and not having Rivers of Light is huge. So I'm sure it will be back. It's just a matter of when they release the times. I don't know why they're not doing it, but they haven't. And it's just one of those, what are you doing, Disney? Please, somebody, would you tell us? They just won't. They just won't. All right, so one last question, and then we got to wrap up, because it's time to wrap up. What's your shoes? This was from Paul. What's your shoes/sandals of choice for the parks? Tennis shoes. I wear tennis shoes. I live in tennis shoes. Let's see if I can pull one off and show you. I have my tennis shoes on right now, and these are the ones I wear. New Balance. I've worn them for years. That's what I wear in the parks. I believe that you should wear closed-toed shoes in the park. In fact, and Paul, this is maybe where you got the idea. In the launch team, I talked earlier about the launch team. In Launch Central, where Paul is a member of the launch team, in Launch Central this week, I told him I was working on part of the book, part of Simple Fun Magic, my new book, part of my new book, where I used a video called Shoes of Doom, Shoes of Doom. That in that chapter, I talk about the most important thing you can bring from home is well broken in and comfortable shoes. Well broken in and comfortable shoes. Whatever is comfortable for you. If you're comfortable in 6-inch stilettos, walking 7 miles a day, can't imagine it. Wouldn't try it. I'd break my ankles, because my ankles aren't very good anyway. But if that's what you're comfortable in, that's what you should wear. Not a good idea. But for me, I am comfortable in tennis shoes. I wear tennis shoes. I wear them all the time, except when I go to church or go to something formal. So I'm always in tennis shoes, pretty much 18 hours a day. I put them on first thing in the morning and I take them off when I go to bed. So I'm in tennis shoes, but whatever is comfortable for you. If sandals are what you wear all the time, I like the idea of closed-toed shoes just because of all of the traffic, all the things that are moving around you. There's nothing worse that could happen to you than getting your feet blisters or hurt or bruises or whatever. Nothing could be worse than that. While you're at Walt Disney World, where you're walking 7 miles a day. That's why I recommend closed-toed. But if sandals are what you're comfortable in and you're used to them, okay. But well broken in shoes that you're comfortable in is what I recommend. Okay, so that's it. It's time to wrap it up. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for stopping by. Again, I do want to say, go over. I really do. I really am asking for your help. Join the launch team. SimpleFunMagic.com. Let me put that back up here. SimpleFunMagic.com. Join the launch team. Help me finish out the Dad's Simple Fun Magic Guide to Walt Disney World Planning. Help me finish it out. Help me publicize it. Just have some fun. We're going to have some fun together. I promise you it'll be fun. And don't forget our partners at Celebration Shirts. They make really cool shirts like the one like the one I'm wearing right now. They sent this to me. Special made just for Dad. Just for Lunch with Dad. But they'll make up any kind of shirt you want. They've got some cool designs. CelebrationShirts.com. The links are down in the comments. Thank you for being here. I look forward to talking to you next week. Oh, I forgot to talk about this. Sunday, Dad's Day. Dad's Day. Yay! Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to me. Me and the kids, we're going to go out. It's going to be a good day. Anyway, happy Father's Day this weekend. Thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.